Hey, how's it, guys? Well, oh gosh. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the 15th episode of the Highly Taken podcast. Here I am, David Seaberg, back to you again from Tallahassee, Florida.
It's really been 15 episodes? Damn.
Yeah.
Christian Smith back at you, boys, from Wilmington, Delaware.
Hey, Nick Smith back here in Jacksonville.
Give me
Let's get it, guys.
What?
Did it not come through?
Did you hear anything, Christian?
Did you guys not just hear mine?
No, maybe your mics just are too good at canceling stuff out. That's disappointing.
Dude, that's
Well,
so
did
upsetting.
cancel it out last time.
I just tried to back Nick up and crack one for him, but it.
But
I'm sorry, guys.
We're gonna get into our dubs and chugs real quick. We're gonna talk about the College Baseball World Series, and the game's already started, so we kind of want to talk about it before it gets further on into the game. But we're gonna start their dubs and chugs punishments again. If you do not know, we pick 9 games, a tiebreaker, and whoever picks the least amount of correct games, well, they get punished. So, and the only person who's gonna know the results for that is going to be Nick. So, why don't you tell us who loses?
Guys, I'm on a hot streak here.
No!
I'm on a hot streak. I'm going to tell you right now, this is 2 weeks in a row that I did not lose. So coming in first place with 7 wins.
That's not me. No,
was Christian.
That's not me. Oh.
Christian, dude, I was going through it, man. You had Friday and Saturday right, and I'm like, dude, let's go. I was rooting for you. I'm like, yo, let's get 9. This is gonna be it. And then shit the bed with the Rangers, Rangers Yankees.
Yeah.
And then he picked the Dodgers too. So
yeah, so close.
Hey, you know what though, dude? If you're telling me I had 2 100% days, I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Baby.
Well, I mean, that's how the math would work.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, I will say this: the tiebreaker game where we picked the Diamondbacks versus the Giants, right? David, you picked Giants to win 7-6. Christian, you picked the Giants to win. Sorry, Christian picked the Giants to win 7-6 because he said it was going to be a walk-off fashion. David picked them to win 7-4, and I picked the Diamondbacks to win 6-3. The final score was Diamondbacks 5, Giants 2. Dude, I am killing it on these tiebreakers. I gotta say, it's a shame we can't have a.
So David lost again.
Again, this is my second loss. This is my second loss.
He's lost twice. I think you've lost once, and then I've lost the
once.
rest.
This is like I think my second week that I've had a losing record in my picks. You know what? But however, I kind of want to protest this loss. I feel cheated.
Oh.
Nick is blatantly, purposely picking my games and then switching on the last one. I feel bamboozled, absolutely befuddled. Now that being said, Nick shouldn't have followed me this week. I think that was a big mistake on his part. Anyway, I only got 4 correct.
I still got 5.
Correct. Yeah, I got 4 correct. So, you know what? If that's what it takes to get you above 2 or 3 wins, I guess I'll have to take it. Let the record show I am chugging under protest this week. So
you can protest all you want. Those are the games I liked regardless. I was going off of matchups and I put it out there. The matchups were who's David picking. So, I mean, whatever, man.
You guys can start off with the College World Series while I'm chugging this.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Gators, baby, let's go.
Let's just sit here and say the first game was a good game. I really enjoyed that first game, but then the second game, a final score of 24-4. Langford went off for 5 for 5 and 6 RBIs. Not to mention there was 4 total home runs the Gators had, plus one of them was a grand slam. A 20-run victory is the largest margin of victory in College World Series baseball. And I have to ask, this is a great question. Does this win hurt or help the Gators in tonight's game?
I think it helps them, in my opinion. I think you look at it and you lose a very close game 1, right? And whoa, hold on one sec. You lose a close game 1, but you come back and I mean you absolutely dominate in game 2. And I know when you're in a best of 3 series, you go and lose 1, you're already down 1-0. You're 1 game away from being done. So you need a confidence booster. And I think being able to come back out there and put up 20 more runs than the other team was able to do in the biggest stage of the game, I mean, I think that's a humongous confidence booster. It shows them to them like, we can beat these guys. We play our best. We can do what we need to do. We can get the job done, but you just have to stay focused in order to get that. If you lose focus, then it becomes a weakness more than it becomes, a power. But if you can stay focused, I think for sure that it's a big confidence booster, and that's what you want in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. They didn't have a bad game won by any means. They still scored 3 runs. That's commendable.
Yeah.
But baseball is a game of streaks. And if you're coming out there and you go on a 24 to 4, I forget what the final score was. 24-4, and you win by that margin, you're hot. I was reading here the last time the Florida football Gators won by 20 points was 2008. So the baseball team has done something that the Gators football team hasn't done to LSU since 2008.
That's so bad.
Yeah, that being said, the Gators have been the better team, all year. It's interesting. Do you know how many times a 1 seed has won the baseball College World Series?
2 times.
It was 1 time, 1999, the Miami Hurricanes. So
Miami's good for something, baby.
So, it's crazy how that 1 seed doesn't really do much, I guess. But yeah, I agree with Christian 100%. That's just only going to help them.
Yeah, and the thing, I just hope they don't look at it and be like, well, we just walked all over them, and take them lightly in tonight's game. That's the only thing. That's why, that was the question I had. Is it going to hurt them or not? But I'm with you guys. I think it's just going to help them stay hot. I think they found something yesterday. They got a groove. We all saw it. They were having fun out there, man.
Well, and the big thing too is LSU has to realize that, yes, they just got blown out, but it's a 3-game series. You win by 1, you lose by 60. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just one game.
And that's also another big thing, though. How do you think LSU responds after getting shit on by 20 runs? That's a confidence killer, if nonetheless, especially in the same thing. If you lose sight, you've already mentally lost the game.
Yeah, I don't see them giving up more than 8 runs tonight. What's crazy about runs. Well, I know, college, but it's college. Yeah, what's crazy is Florida's the underdog tonight.
I know.
Well, so the big thing here is LSU has the best pitcher in college baseball. I don't know how they're going to put Paul Skeens in the system for today. I don't know if he's starting or relieving or not, but they do have the better pitcher out of the 2 teams. Just Florida has a lot of good bats.
They do, yeah. It's tough, top to bottom. They're really good. They've been playing really well. So great matchup. It's going to be a great ending to whoever wins. I'm rooting for the Gators. But whomever wins, it's going to be great. LSU made a great run this year, so looking out for that. So that's going to get us into it. Our top 10 safeties going into 2023. Christian, what you got?
Ladies first.
Oh, yeah. Ladies always first. You know how we do it around here. Hold on. My phone's being very slow. I won't bring the notes up. Okay. Coming at number 10 here, I'm going to roll with Antoine Winfield Jr. from the 10? Bucks at 10. Yep.
That is
at 10.
Wow.
Look,
okay.
I know.
Okay.
Look, this guy's a stud, right? But I think the biggest thing for me here is that even though he's still, he's a major stud, he plays very good in that Buck system. He's still younger. He still has a lot more to learn. He's been in the league for, I believe it's 3 seasons now. And through those 3 seasons, he has 100% played at an all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber level. We're going to see what it really looks like over here this year. The Bucks team isn't not all that it was these past years on both sides of the ball. So he's going to step into a bigger role. I would love to see him continue to play, in that bigger role and step up to the hype, but we'll see what happens there. But for now, I have him sitting at the 10 spot. At the 9 spot, last year's interception leader, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think he played very well in the Eagles defensive scheme. And I think going over to Detroit, we're going to really see how well he plays over there. He decided to bet on himself by not coming back to Philly this year and taking more guaranteed money. It is what it is. I'm still sick about it. But one way or another, he played very well last year. You couldn't ask for much more from the safety position than what we got out of him. So I think, I mean, that and enough has brought himself to become a top 10.
See, I wanted to put him in the top 10, but you got to think of who he has around him when he was with the Eagles. He doesn't have that with the Lions, man.
But he was still good with the Saints when he didn't have all that around
Yeah.
him. Like he wasn't a scrub by any means.
No, not
Yeah,
at
but
all.
I don't know with top 10. I wouldn't put him in that category.
I don't
know.
think he belongs any higher than 9 or 10, but
Yeah.
I think he's a top 10. Number 8, the Honey Badger from the Saints.
Really got him in the top 10. Okay.
I do it. Yeah, I do have Tyrann Mathieu in the top 10. I mean, this is a guy who, since coming into the NFL out of LSU to the Cardinals, has been just a stud, a great ball hawk, a knack for always finding the ball. Very good in the zone coverage. Could always use a little bit of work in the man coverage, but one way or another, this guy has multiple Pro Bowls under his belt and a couple All Pros. I mean, honestly, dude, look, I like the Saints. I like the Saints for that division this year. I think Tyrann Mathieu is going to play a very big part on that defense this year after kind of a more or less a down year last year from him. But I think we see a lot of big things from him. Dude, you're looking at me like that's crazy, bro. But dude,
no, I was looking at Nick like that because I feel like he was giving me a look, and I didn't know why he's giving me a look.
I was.
Number 7, one of my personal favorite safeties in the league. I have Kevin Byard from the Titans.
That's okay.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen at 7. If you asked me this a year or two ago, he probably would have been in the top 3, top 5. I think he's a very, very, very good safety who has a very good knack for finding the ball. However, age is starting to become a factor in here, and that Titans team altogether is not going to look very well. And I think that's going to hurt the factor of success he's going to find on the defensive side of the ball. What are y'all laughing at?
Sorry, Brooklyn's being silly in the background here.
Being silly. But yeah, so I'm going to have Byard sitting in at the 7 spot. Number 6, I'm going to go with Jordan Poyer from the Bills. This is another guy who he can kind of do anything. He can play down in the box. He can play up top as a free safety. I mean, he's a very, very well-rounded safety, almost everything that you would want at the position. Brings a lot of power for his hits, has a good knack for reading the quarterback and finding the ball, and it's just a huge cornerstone of that Bills defense, and he has been for years now, and he will continue to this year. Starting into the top 5.
Wait, hold on. I'll stop you right there. Christian, can you tell me who drafted Jordan Poyer?
Eagles.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Ooh, gold star.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with Jesse Bates for the Falcons.
Ooh.
I personally really like Jesse Bates. I really wanted Philadelphia to sign him when we found out CJ had left. He's a good, very good zone cover safety, plays very well on the deep ball, and he's very good at finding the ball as a ball hawk. But I still think, I don't know, man. This guy got, what was his contract? $80 million?
Why?
Something like that. Yeah, I think, look, man, he's a very, very good safety.
Well, they had to pay him because they're not going to get a Super Bowl, so they had to pay him money so that way he doesn't have to hurt by not having a ring there.
Yeah. I mean,
they're probably gonna be last place in that division. Let's be honest.
More or less, yeah. But look, either one way or another, he's a great player. I don't know how you go from Cincinnati to Atlanta, but hey, that's your choice.
Dollars talk.
Yeah,
dollars talk.
Do what you want to do. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Justin Simmons from the Broncos. I personally really like this kid. I mean, he has power, he has speed, he has decent size, he's a very good ball hawk, and he plays very well in the zone coverage. I think he's going to be able to help that Broncos defense repeat as it did last year with a very, very good defense. Hopefully the offense can get some things figured out and give that defense some help this time around. But, I mean, he's going to continue to play at an all-pro caliber level as he has, and I think that's going to fare very well for the Broncos in that defense. Number 3, I'm going to go with Budda Baker from the Cardinals.
At 3.
At 3.
Wow, that is a jump.
Wow.
He's only saying that because he wants to see him in the Eagles.
He wants to see him in Philly. That's all.
Come on, Budda. You heard it here first. You're number 3.
Nah, dude.
Come on.
Budda Baker is I mean, he's an all-pro caliber type of safety. He's very good, very, very, very well at playing in the zone coverage, and he's very good ball hawk as well. Now, granted, he's clearly not very fast as he got chased down by DK Metcalf just years ago on a clear, easy pick 6.
DK Metcalf's the genetic freak, okay?
I know. But
I don't blame him for
dude
that.
lives off strawberry milk. Come on now.
That's what it is. It's the strawberry
one way or
milk.
another, this guy was one of the sole bright spots on this Cardinals team last year on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. a very young player who's very good at his position. And I mean, I want to say he was an all-pro player last year as well. So he knows what he's doing. He's getting better. He's gathering more experience, and hopefully he goes and makes a better addition somewhere else. But one way or another, even if he stays in the Cards, he will play very good ball there. They're just going to suck.
I would hate to see him rot over there.
Yeah. Number 2, my favorite, this is personally my favorite safety in the league, Mika Fitzpatrick. I'm going to have him at the 2 spot. I love Mika, bro. I think this guy can do absolutely anything you need him to do in the run and pass. Like, he's not the guy that you're going to see always coming off the edge for sacks and things like that, designing a safety blitz. But this guy has a knack for always finding the ball and putting himself in the right positions. He's always there. Whether he's punching the ball out for a deflection, whether he's getting there to make the pick, whether he's doing whatever he needs to do, this guy always makes the play. He's always around the ball. He always finds ways to put the defense as well than just himself in the right positions to win and succeed. And I mean, he has been an amazing steal since they have traded, since the Steelers have traded for him from the Dolphins. And he's going to continue to play very well for that defense. At the number 1 spot, in my opinion, I feel as though it can't be argued right now, but I'm going to roll with Derwin James, former
FSU alum. Give me the FSU alum. Yeah.
But I mean, dude, this guy was insane. I mean, he was able to play in your pass coverage, he was able to play in your run coverage. I mean, he gave up 7 yards per catch this past season, which ranked, I believe, tied for the lowest among all qualified safeties. He also had 4 sacks and 9 quarterback pressures. This guy can do everything you need him to do. He'll play up high, he'll play down in the box, he'll rush your quarterback, and he'll efficiently rush your quarterback as well. You really can't ask, in my opinion, for much more. And I think that's, for me, 100% why he's my unanimous number 1 safety in the league.
It's so crazy to think, man, like FSU has some good players that go into the NFL, but look how crappy they are in college, dude. It's just, I don't know what happened.
Dude's a Maryland fan. Like, when's the last time Maryland won a college championship?
Hey, easy. Why are you coming at me right now? You're an Ohio State fan anyway. Why does it matter?
Although at least Ohio State's won a championship.
All right, easy now.
All right, so that was an interesting list. It seems pretty shuffled, like, honestly, from what I have. But
okay.
Especially with this first one, I'll have at number 10. I have Budda Baker at number 10.
Wow.
I have Budda at number 10. He's a good case of someone who got paid a lot this past year, and the team paying him out paid off for them. He is technically sound. He's a great athletic freak at the safety slot. He is versatile, who can play in the deep zone.
Wait a minute, Budda didn't get paid.
He did. He got paid
a couple years ago. He did. Yeah, he got paid a couple years ago.
My fault. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He can line up in the box, or he can even line up on the line of scrimmage. He can practically do it all amazingly. Oh, he's better while lined up in the box because he isn't necessarily, what did I say in the notes there? He's very well in the box because he isn't that amazing as a center field type of safety. He really can cover the deep zone as well. He can almost do anything on the defensive front when asked. And I know there were rumors of him going to Philly, which, I don't think it will happen. If it did, though, I wouldn't complain about it. I wouldn't complain about it. At number 9, I have Talanoa Hufanga from the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
Dude, a player, Troy Polamalu got this guy. Listen, he literally helped him out.
I think this player does not get as much love as they should. I feel like they're one of the more underrated safeties in the league. He was a great one-on-one last year, great at the second level protecting, and he was amazing in the secondary protecting as well. He is great in finding the ball, whether it's on the pass or whether it's going to be a pursuing tackle trying to get to the ball carrier. He has some consistency issues. That's the only thing he's lacking on, but he has a high ceiling and only in his 3rd season as well.
Yeah, he's young.
I think he can make those jumps. That's why I have him number 9. At number 8, another person who I thought Christian had really high was Justin Simmons. I feel like he is a jack of all trades, and part of me really wanted to put him higher on the list. He can hit hard. He can play amazing in deep cover too, or even has the range in the single high safety position. He is great at swapping between each play as well. He is better at the high safety due to his amazing coverage. Over the last 3 years, he's actually tied with Harrison Smith and Quandre Diggs with total interceptions generated from playing a high coverage zone defender. That seems like a made-up stat to me. I understand that. It's a lot of words. Seems very cherry-picked. but it feels like a good stat nonetheless. That good deep zone coverage allows the Broncos rushing attack to do what it does, and the Broncos can, play it. What's so funny?
Dude,
no, nothing.
this peach John was ass. Continue though.
Yeah, it helps the Broncos do a lot more on the rushing attack, which gives them more of a security blanket for those deep throws. And at 7,
Deep
I have
throats.
throws. Not
Nick, you all about it.
Oh no.
Nick calls it out. Of course he does. After that, we have Jordan Poyer. Poyer and Hyde are probably, and I would say they are the best duo in the NFL when it comes to safeties. But the injury bug hit them both last year. He is amazing in zone coverages. He didn't get as many picks in 2021, but still added 4 picks last year. He also had the highest forced completion percentage rate in the league. He's good at run stopping, but the Bills don't use him that much in run stopping game because, again, they have an elite safety with him. At number 6, maybe a little too high, I have C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Wow.
Jeez, dude.
This one stings a bit. I know maybe I have him too high on my list, just outside the top 5. He led the league in picks while missing 5 games last year, which is really insane. You can argue those picks were a product of a stacked line and quarterback position that made QBs force throws when they had to.
I mean,
However,
dude, Blankenship went out there and balled out too. Come on now.
Well, maybe we're just underrating
got that dog in
Blankenship.
him.
We're just underrating Blankenship. What do you
He
mean?
does have
Blankenship's a dog.
He does have. He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He still had the numbers. He was a great safety and played really well as a slot corner last year as well. It's sad that the Eagles went from a top 10 safety to not having a top 32 safety in the league. Sure, he screwed himself out of some more money. However, he's still a pretty great safety. At number 5, which a person I thought Christian had way too low on his list, was Antron Winfield Jr., a football legacy with his father, Antron Winfield, being a great cornerback as well. He does amazing one-on-one against slot receivers, and he comes down the field to play huge hits at the safety slot.
Yeah.
He's also a great tackling in open space safety. I was talking about how gap control was one of the things that turned me on when it comes to defensive. Second to that is
it turns you on, buddy.
Second to that is people who can tackle in open field. Open field tackles are one of my favorite things, and any kind of player I feel like is the most underrated thing to have.
We'd have never dated in high school then.
I mean, are you missing open tackles, Christian? Come on.
Always.
This dude was lazy, man. I watched him play. He was lazy.
But he was great at not Christian, but Winfield, he was great at the center field safety position too, and rarely allows the long ball. This past year, he got more slot snaps, which helped him develop in blitzing in the pass game as well. So he's got some more tools to his arsenal that he's finally added. At number 4, this is probably the worst take, I think, out of everything you're here today is Minkah Fitzpatrick at the number 4 slot.
Oh my God. I'm just going to say just real quick. I think personally, like I said, with Derwin at 1 and Minkah at 2, I feel like that's not an arguable concept in my opinion, but continue on.
I thought he wouldn't get much better from his time in Miami when he was a really good safety, but he has turned out to be an elite safety that I even think may have him too low on my list. I have that in my notes. The Steelers defense struggled with TJ Watt's injury, and that may have had it made harder time. Get that mug out of my face. It may have had a harder time for the safety losing that great pass rusher there. He still played phenomenally. He ranked 2nd in forced incompletion rate when targeted, and he had 4 picks last year, which is showing he's still a force in the passing game. At number 3, I have Kevin Byard from the Titans.
What?
I feel he's sometime one of the more underrated safeties because he plays for a trash team with not that great of a defense. He is a 2-time All-Pro. He led the league in picks in 2017, which seems like a long time ago, but he still is a great pass defender at the safety slot. Besides, playing the center field position at a high level, he's amazing against the run. He doesn't line up inside the tackle box often due to his elite pass game, but he's elite in open field tackling and tackling in general. He has one of the lowest missed tackle rates in the league over the last several years and is really a true versatile back. At the number 2 position, I have Poyer's bud, Micah Hyde. He came off of a season-ending injury this year, which made me almost put him at the 3rd spot, even the 4th spot. He is amazing at run stopping and blitzing, but he specializes in coverage. He lets the Bills play defense a little bit more aggressive with the coverage over the top. But last year, the defense kind of hurt. Not only did you have him out, Poyer missing time, Von Miller ended up with a season-ending injury. I still think he's one of the top guys at the safety position and probably the top guy for that Bills defense.
Can I ask
And-
you a question real quick before you
Mhm.
drop your number one? So Tyrann Mathieu's not on your list, which I understand. Is Jesse Bates not on your list?
Jesse Bates is not on my list. I do not have Jesse Bates on my list.
Nope.
I think
Thank
Jesse.
you, Christian.
I think Jesse Bates is a good. I think he's a good safety. I just think he's a little bit overrated, and also I think he got paid way too much for what he's worth.
He got
He has a
way too
bad
much,
taste in
yeah.
his mouth because of his dad's favorite team being the Bengals. That's the reason why.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
probably.
okay. We'll see. But at number one, I have the Derwin James, former FSU alum. Again, FSU alum. I actually went to school, got to see him in college live. Even then, he was an absolute
It was
stud.
dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the only good people on that team there. He's an elite pass rusher and blitzer. He's also a great man coverage defender and equally good at stopping the run on defense. He has great size. He has great speed. He has great agility. He's just a terror on that defense. With the amount of space he's able to cover and make up on short period of times, he is just elite in the passing game. And he can cover almost anyone. You know, he won in the guard at tight end. You got it. It's pass catching running backs. You got that as well. And wide receivers, he can guard those too, which he needs to. He's in the AFC West. He has people like Travis Kelce and Devontae Adams he has to guard, 2 times a year. And he also finished top 10 in sacks, pressures, run stops, and yards allowed per target among safeties last year. And the only thing he needs to make sure he can do is stay on the field. Yeah. And I do have some honorable mentions. I'll let you know. I did put Jesse Bates.
What's David without having his honorable mention?
I make sure that these people do get some credit because they're pretty good. Marcus Williams from the Ravens, Tyrann Mathieu from the Saints, and Harrison Smith from the Vikings.
Harrison Smith, that's my boy.
Yeah, I have one on my list that you guys definitely don't have. But hey, I'll get into it. Number 10,
Wallace on there.
Number 10,
Blankenship.
I got Blankenship. No,
God, bro.
No.
That's a boy.
I got Buda Baker, 5-time Pro Baller. He had 75 solo tackles last year. That's huge. I mean, that's huge, helping out in the open field. He knows how he's good at reading plays. I like what he's doing. Buda Baker, you look really good in a good Kelly Green alternate jersey. Come on over to Philly. Let's get you on that team. Number 9.
I'll start the GoFundMe.
I got Jesse Bates. I mean, it sucks that Falcons overpaid for him. No question about it. They overpaid. You don't pay that much money, but he is good. I mean, I can't argue with it. The only problem, I think he could be higher on this list. If he was still with the Bengals, I would put him higher on this list, but he's going to Atlanta. Atlanta is not a good team. He's going to be on that field. He's going to get tired constantly. He's not going to be the same, but he's still going to be a top 10. Number 8, I don't think either one of you had this on the list. I got Jamal Adams.
See,
I just feel like he's a little
Seattle.
bit past his.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I know that. But then Seattle has really helped their defense this year. And not to mention adding Witherspoon to help him out. That's one less thing he has to worry about covering on the outside if he gets burnt. Yeah, I mean, he's a rookie, so it might happen. But I think it's really going to help him to go out and play the way he wants to play.
That's a stacked secondary, by the way.
No,
it
is.
That's why I put him in the top 10 because it's so
pretty stacked offense too. If you can figure out Geno Smith's situation,
Smith. Yeah. And if he can stay healthy, I gotta put him there. Jordan Poyer, number 7. Honestly, the Buffalo's got probably the best safety duo in the league, without a question. He played great in the regular season. Let's not think about what he did in the playoffs. He was not very good there. But again, having Micah Hyde there on the opposite side, he can go out there and play the way he needs to play. And that's why I have him in the top 10. Number 6, I got the Honey Badger himself. I know David really didn't have him on the top 10, but I just think he's always that guy. For some reason, he always finds that spot. He knows where to be. He's a hard-hitting safety. He goes out there. He could arguably go and play a linebacker position if he needs to. I mean, he's always filling gaps. He's just a menace on the field. Number 5, I got Antoine Winfield. One of the best blitzing safeties in the league. I mean, you can't argue with it. The only thing that's going to hurt him this year is Tampa Bay's not going to be a very good team this year. Defense might be okay, but it's just I don't know. I don't know where he's going to be. That's what keeps him at 5. He could be better, but I just don't think Tampa Bay's that great.
Well, that's good. I agree with that. It's just the defense is still there. Like the defense has its pieces. That's has the offense is so bad that defense is going to be on the field so much.
Exactly.
Even though Baker Mayfield's going to lead them to a division title, but
oh my gosh,
let's go.
Then at number 4, I got Micah Hyde. Coming off the injury he
you
had
got
last
Poyer
year,
and Hyde both inside of the top 10.
100%. Yes, they both deserve it.
I did. What?
Absolutely, they both deserve it. The reason he's there, dude, he knows how to jump routes. He knows what he's doing there. He's an absolute beast. And again, having Poyer there, he can do what he wants to do. It's just the combination between the two. I think Micah Hyde's a little better than Poyer, but Micah Hyde deserves to be in that top 5.
Than Hyde.
Oh,
I think it's a hot take.
I don't know. I think Hyde's better. You know, it's kind of hard because he was hurt last year. Number 3, I got Billiard. I have him. Yeah, Byard,
Who?
whatever.
Oh,
Kevin Byard. One of the best free safeties in the league. Great in open field tackles. Unfortunately, he's on the Titans, and that is an issue. That's the only reason it's going to hurt him, but he's still a fantastic player. Would love to see him get out of there so he can actually, grow some wings and actually become an amazing player.
Grow some wings like in Philly?
And hey. Number 2, I got Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably one of the best all-around safeties in the league right now. Kind of hard to argue. Yes, struggled not having TJ Watt, but who wouldn't struggle not having TJ Watt there? I mean, in all honesty, he's one of the greatest defensive players in the league, and he doesn't have that issue this year. He's going to be able to go out there as long as TJ Watt stays healthy. Minkah Fitzpatrick's going to be able to go out there, probably have, I would say, probably 6 interceptions this year. Still have an amazing season, and he's a captain on defense, commanding force on that defense, and that secondary is going to look decent with him there. Number 1, can't argue it.
Yeah.
Derwin James. With the Chargers, I mean, he's the most dynamic safety in the league. He's just it's so hard. He's electrifying out there. He can do it all. I mean, he knows how to punch the ball out. You have to hold on to that ball. If he sees it anywhere near him, he's going to go out there and just punch it out or do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he just knows how to make turnovers happen. He knows how to read the defense. I mean, if he plays just a smidge better than he did last year, and he had an amazing year last year, dude's going to be in the running for 2023 Defensive Player of the Year. No question about it. Absolute stud over there.
Yeah, like I said, and the big thing, like I was talking about earlier, is he needs to stay healthy. He had some health issues in the past, the first couple seasons he was in the league. Last year didn't have one, but it just depends if he's on the field or not, because he really helps that Chargers defense in a division that needs to have a good defense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, guys, that's going to get us into our MLB standings predictions for each division. As always, Christian, what you got going on over there in each division?
Each division, like you want the standings for every single division?
Who you think's gonna win?
End up winning it all, like in the division.
Yeah, in the division.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. So then I'll go ahead and I'll start off in the NL. And first and foremost, I think to lead the NL, we're gonna go with the NL East, and I think the Braves are the clear front runner for that, or for the NL right now. I mean, this team is hot. They're playing very good baseball. They're the first team to 50 wins so far on the year right now. They have Ronald Acuna Jr., who I believe is the front runner for MVP in the NL. To me, I don't know. I feel like it can't be argued. I feel like they're probably gonna win this division, even with the Marlins sitting 5 games behind them and the Phillies getting hot. I still don't really think it matters as much. I think this is the Braves division to win and their division to lose as well. So I have them for the NL East. For the NL Central, I like the Reds, man. I really do. They've been heating up. Ellie De La Cruz is an absolute fucking stud. I mean, this team is hot. They're playing insane, and I love it. I mean, I really do. I don't know who's gonna come over.
What? What? What do you guys? Okay, they stopped to take a chug break, I guess.
Oh,
I just spilled so much.
That was interesting.
That was
Yep.
bad, actually. That was
De La
horrible.
Cruz.
Yeah, De La Cruz. That was a horrible
At the
chug.
cross.
You're gonna have to check that out in the replays. But yeah. So that's that. And then for the NL West, man, oh man, do I like them hot Giants. But give me the Diamondbacks, boys. Personally, I think the whole reason I'm really loving the Diamondbacks is because I'm a humongous Carol Corbin fan. I love what he's doing over there. I love what the Diamondbacks are doing over there in total, though. I mean, go ahead, David. You sound like you look like you
I
want
was
to
gonna say, dude, you have been the biggest meat rider for Corbin Carroll the past 2
So
weeks.
hard,
Dude.
bro. So hard.
I love this motherfucker, man. Dude, he's a baller. He's an absolute fucking stud, dude. I can't argue it. I mean,
We're already rated R now.
dang it. I'm sorry. But can't argue. We'll just bleep it out. We'll be all right. Can't argue it. But yeah, I mean, in a division that I feel like has for so long been the Dodgers, and the Dodgers aren't even out of the question to win that division, I still like the Diamondbacks to finish strong. Excuse me, and take that division to the AL. Start with the East again. Give me the Rays. I mean, dude, I love this team. They're good hitting team, good sound team, all around team. I mean, most wins in all the ball as of right now. This team's just been playing good since the start of the year to right now. I don't see them slowing down. I mean, they're probably, in my opinion, still the team to beat. Every time I go and place a bet, I'm always betting on the Rays, never betting against the Rays. So I'm going to have them for the AL East. AL Central, this one's kind of shitty, but I'm going to go with the Royals. I think the Royals are going to get a hard push. No, I'm just fucking with you guys.
I mean, they beat the Rays 2 games out of 4, so
did the A's. But nah, I'm gonna go with the Twins. I mean, the AL Central is looking like the crapshoot division in ball right now. I mean, number one team in that division has only one game above 500. But one way or another, I mean, the pitching on the Twins looks commendable more than the rest of the division. So because of that, I think the pitching is going to be the biggest factor in ball for them. So I'm going to roll with them as the winners for the Central. And in the AL West, it's going to be the Rangers, and it's not going to be an argument. Those bats are very hot. They're hitting the ball very, very well. We all know to score runs. To win a baseball game, you need to score runs, and in order to score runs, you got to have the bats, and the Rangers have just that. They continue to hit the ball well. They're going to hit the ball well, and I mean they're gonna come out and win that division.
I'm gonna hit your ball well.
Well, I don't even know. Was he Lance Armstrong? He only has one.
Oh, he didn't tell you that rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, that's a ninth. What? His rheumatoid arthritis went to his balls, and now he only has one ball. Now, I guess we're going to start with the NL East. This division is actually just really hit or miss. You have the Braves, who I think are the best team in baseball. I said it last week. Then the Marlins, who are a whopping 6 games back in second place, and the Phillies, who are 10 games back. Both, however, in contention for a wild card spot. It is a division full of talent, with even the Mets, who have like one of the top 3 highest payrolls and probably one of the more talented rosters, at 4th place in the division, 15 games back. I think it's obvious that the Braves are going to end up winning the division. Keep an eye out for Miami and Philly to make that wild card spot. So I feel like they do have talent to make deep runs in the playoffs. They just have some things they need to iron out before that happens. In the NL Central, this is a really close division. Everyone is within 9 games back. Cincy went on a tear after Ellie De La Cruz joined the team, winning 12 in a row. They're only a half game up on Milwaukee. The Cubs are not being talked about enough because they have snuck up to 3 games back. The Pirates, who were in first last week, then Nick decided to screw them over, had lost 10 straight games, are now 5.5 games back. That Cincy team, I feel like if they were to figure out their pitching, we were one of the most dangerous teams in the league. However, I think the Chicago Cubs are going to end up winning that division.
Wow.
If you look at them, they have some of the best pitching in baseball. They're also the only team in that division to have a positive run differential. They have a plus 32 run differential. So I think they have the pitching and decent bats. I think like the bats pick up. they can make a great push, and I think they're going to end up winning that Central Division. So we're going to go with the NL West. So in the NL West, did I do something? Oops.
What do you mean?
I accidentally clicked on a window and I couldn't see you guys. I thought I got kicked out.
Oh.
All right, sorry. Yeah, so we have the NL West, probably the best overall division in the NL. The Diamondbacks are shocking everyone at first place. They lead the Giants by 2.5 games and the Dodgers by only 3 games, so it's a tight division. The Giants are fresh off a double-digit winning streak before losing to the series to the D-backs. The Dodgers have been a bit shaky, but won the series against the Astros. This division, I think, will be back and forth between those 3 teams. I think it's going to end up going to even the last week of the season to decide who's going to be the winner in that division. The Dodgers have the payroll and the talent, and they should win that division. But I'm going to go with a hotter taker. I do think the Giants will end up winning that division at the end of the year. They don't have amazing hitters, but they have good hitters in most of the lineup. They have 7 people batting .250 or better, which doesn't seem amazing, but that's, you're averaging 7 guys who are at least getting 1 hit per game. Usually we say 3, but you usually get 4 at bats per game. They don't have any big aces, but they have 2 to 3 guys in the rotation who would be pretty solid 3 guys. That's a pretty average rotation. You have Webb, who's played really well this year with a 3.16 ERA and 101 strikeouts. Del Scafani has a 4.28 ERA, and then Cobb has a 3.09 ERA. Do they have a lineup that will push for a deep playoff run? Maybe not. Maybe that's the big thing. Maybe they're not made for a deep playoff run. But game to game, day to day, I feel like they can end up doing it. I think by the end of the year, though, more of a hot take, I think the Dodgers get second, the D-backs will fall back to third. I don't think this division, again, is going to be settled until the last week of the season. Then I'll go with my AL East. This division, it's the best in baseball. I can't argue this division is the best in baseball. No teams with losing records. The Rays are one of the best in baseball, up 4.5 games, which isn't that much. They're up 4.5 games to the second place Orioles. The Yanks are the next team in 9.5 games back. This division, when you take out the Royals, have 3 teams leading in the wild card race right now. Baltimore, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays are all in the top 3 wild card spots, and Boston's only 3 games back of that last wild card spot. This will be a 2-headed race in the division. I would love for the Orioles to somehow sneak up and win that division, but I think the Rays are a little bit too talented and more experienced, and I think they finish in first. It's just crazy how well that division is doing so far. Next, we have the AL Central. I agree with Christian. This is basically the armpit of the MLB right now. It's the Twins are only 1 game over 500. 1 game, yeah. Let's hope the Royals win. You have Cleveland 2 games back, Detroit 5.5 games back, and even Chicago's only 6 games back. A very close division with a lot of work to be done and a lot of bad teams, but I think the Guardians will end up taking the division by the end of the year. So I'll have Cleveland winning that division. At the AL West, it's a pretty good division with one of the more surprising teams. The Rangers had the best hitters in baseball, up 5.5 games to the Astros, 6 games to the Angels, both looking for playoff spots. I think the Rangers will hold on to first place, and I think the Angels will actually have a very catastrophic collapse at the end of the season and will finish 4th place in that division behind the Mariners.
Ooh, 4th
place. I think they'll fall. I think they'll crash.
Ouch.
So I guess that's you up next.
Yeah. The way I did this, I did the AL first. But,
I did too. But he went NL first.
Christian went NL, so
his pace of play.
Yeah. NL East. Ugh. Give me the Braves. It's you can't even argue it.
Nope.
Best team in NL. Really, really annoying. It really pisses me off. Nothing's gonna change over there. I think at most Philly might get the number 2 spot over there, but nothing's changing. Braves are winning that division. Central, this is a toss-up division, man. I'm actually enjoying seeing every week almost someone is on top of that division. It's really fun to watch. I would hate to be a fan in that division because you don't know what's going on. But I like the Red Hot Reds, man. I mean, they're good. It seems like they're only getting better with De La Cruz, and not to mention they have Votto, and Votto apparently still has a bat.
He bangs.
Bada bangs.
It's hard to argue with that. Not to mention their pitching. It looks like it's getting better. It's not good, but it's getting better. And I think, if they can make a trade to get, something to help their pitching, it's only going to make them make a deep playoff run. I mean, they're just electric on offense.
When's the deadline?
Deadline is
August? Is it
no,
July?
It's the end of July. It's like a week or two after the All-Star break is when, because that's why it's like after the All-Stars. Remember that one year there was a trade during the All-Star game? I forget who it was, but like the deadline, the deadline is literally like, I think it's 2 weeks after, something like that. I can't remember the exact date. But in the NL West, it was hard to choose any of the 3 teams that are going at it over there. But I got the Dodgers. They're just a more complete team. They're not playing up to the caliber that they should be playing. So, I mean, the Phillies aren't either. So that could be an issue too. But they have everything that they need to make the playoffs and win that division. I don't see the Diamondbacks continuing the run that they have right now. But who knows? I know Christian likes the Diamondbacks.
Whoop.
AL East, like you guys said, best division in baseball. It's really hard. It makes me like really wonder, and I love divisions when you have teams like these that are above 500 and you're still going to miss the playoffs. It kind of sucks. You had a good season, but you're not going to make the playoffs. But you can't argue with the Rays. They're staying hot. Like I thought from the beginning, like, okay, when are they going to stop? And they're staying hot. They're in the first place in that division. This offense is just so stacked this year. You have Yandy Diaz, Harold Ramirez, Randy Arozarena, right? How do you say it? Say it, David.
Arozarena.
And Wander Franco.
It wrong, dude.
There was an attempt.
Oh, I tried. And Wander Franco. And then not to mention, Shane McClanahan is having a great season on the mound this year. AL Central, I'm with you guys on this one. It seems like both Centrals are kind of like a toss-up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Toss that salad.
But this division, unlike the NL Central, which is fun to watch, it's miserable to watch. But I like the Guardians. They seem like they have a better team than the Twins. Twins are pitching really well, but nothing on that offense scares me. Guardians are actually their offense is coming together. It seems like I like Jose Ramirez. He's having a good season. Their catcher David Fry, I think he just came back or he just started, but the dude's batting like a 310 right now. But he's only played like 28 games. And then also Tyler Freeman, second baseman, is also batting I think like a 297, and he's only played the same amount of games. So it seems like they're a young team that's starting to figure out what they are. And I think they'll just only get better. Go Birds. Then AL West, kind of hard to argue this. I got the Rangers, best hitting team in baseball right now. I would love to see them make a playoff run. I just don't think they're going to be great enough to make a playoff run because of their pitching. Pitching's been holding them back. They're not, I think they're like 15th in ERA or something like that. And I've seen a lot of high scoring games with them, and you can't do that when it comes to playoffs, but that's enough to win the AL West, in my opinion. I sort of disagree with the Angels going all the way down. I mean, that's insane. Ohtani, I'm sorry if that happens to you. But to be honest, no one in the AL is going to get a wild card spot except for the AL East. I mean, it seems like that's what's going to happen. And all, like, it's just stacked.
So what do you want to do now? Do you want to go
no, what I want to do right now, David, I'm so glad that you brought this on. You brought it on yourself.
I didn't do anything.
David, what was your bet of the week?
Yeah, so my bet of the week was that Zion Williamson wouldn't be a Pelican by the time we record this podcast. He's still a Pelican. He still has a baby mama. I thought he'd be gone, after hooking up with multiple porn stars. He isn't. So I will get punished. And with the worst, I think this is the worst punishment. I think this is worse than the dress one because I had to drink arguably the worst vodka known to man, Popov. Like Christian and I were memeing about this, and I didn't even know I had it in my cabinet until I checked the other day, and I was like, "Oh no, I have it in my cabinet." And so
I think you made the mistake, David, by showing that picture to us. I don't think if you didn't show that picture, this never would have been a thing.
I feel like there's still like solid amount in here, which really tells you. Like, I feel like this company went under in like 2018, 19. So
that hurts my soul, dude. That really hurts my soul.
David's gonna be chugging the rest of that bottle, boys.
Yeah, right. I'll be chugging the rest of the bottle. I'll film the rest of this from the hospital.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. But
I'll take 2 of these.
I'm not gonna get into anything else until I see this because I want to see your reaction on this.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
so bad. Have you ever had that before?
I had it. We made some Jello shots the other day with it, so it just does not smell good. I'll take 2. I'll take 2. Don't worry.
All right, let's see. Oh, oh, that's so gross. No chaser, dude.
No, we didn't say a chaser. Did I get an option for a chaser?
Yeah, Nick told you to go get a chaser.
I told you to grab like orange juice or something, man. That's the worst.
I didn't get this hair on my chest for nothing.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
not back to back.
Oh man, that's so gross. Oh, that's so gross.
I want to cry.
I bet.
Oh, I
want to cry for
sorry,
you,
dude.
Oh, I feel warmed up. That's what it's kind of warm.
Well, you're in Florida, so.
Oh, that's true. Oh, what are we doing next, Nick?
So, since you wanted to, you put a bet on
my poor guy
NBA. Let's talk about that trade that just happened today. The Rudy Gay trade. I lost my notes on it, but I believe it was Rudy Gay to
Atlanta for Collins.
John Collins.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know who really won in this. Because Utah is getting Collins and a second round pick. Now, it hasn't been determined what year. They just said a second round pick. But what's Atlanta thinking here? I mean, they were kind of missing a big man down there. So I guess it kind of worked out. But Collins was pretty good too.
I just feel like it was a big, like I told you earlier, the reason why I wasn't going to cover this, I feel like it was a big nothing burger of a trade. Now, John Collins is a pretty good receiver, good, yeah, a good receiver, pretty good player, but he went to the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz is one of the worst teams last year. And so you wonder what the Utah Jazz are doing with him. And then again, Rudy Gay, which I feel like I haven't heard of Rudy Gay in I don't know how long. I haven't heard of Rudy Gay since like 2K 14 when he was a baller.
No, dude, he was good in like 2K18.
And so it makes me wonder if it's more of, was it for money? Was it for trade cap value? Maybe?
It was cap space. They've really cleared cap space. I think it was like what was it, Christian? Like 28 million.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fucking money.
So it seems like Atlanta's trying to make a push, but I don't know if Rudy Gay's the answer to make a push.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Other than Collins, the Hawks were a playoff team not too long ago, and I think they
were one last year too.
Yeah,
weren't
they're at least a play-in team, and so it makes you wonder, like, why is that the move you make? Collins is a pretty good player. He's only 25 years old, and the Utah Jazz have him now in like. I think they have Markkanen. They got Markkanen. So again, that team, it makes me wonder, why are they trading for that?
It was a weird situation, man. Like I looked at it and I was just like, I didn't know how to react to it. Like you said, it was just like, okay,
it just happened. Nothing like
right,
serious.
Yeah, didn't hear nothing about it or anything beforehand or anything like that. Just bam.
Yeah. Bam, out about it.
I feel like there's like no winners. I guess the winner is
The winner is the NBA.
Winner is Waj for being able to get there fast enough to
Waj.
tell.
But
It's
I
actually
will
Woj.
say, like, I think there might be a big trade coming out there soon. I saw Dame.
Lillard. Yeah.
Dame went and posted a song. It was a Will Smith song to Miami.
Your
It was
dad, Christian?
Christian's dad, yes.
Whoa.
And saying almost to the point where he's hinting towards going to Miami.
I'm out here in Miami.
But I heard to do that they'll have to give up Hero and Dunk, and that's a lot of bench role players or like good starting players are gonna lose who are young.
Yeah,
May
I
add.
know.
And I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Dame Lillard is what this team is missing to win that championship this past year. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's the missing piece.
I heard also talks, and I might be wrong on the team, but the Nets wasn't also was it a contender
the Nets have been one of the contenders for Dame for a while now.
Yeah.
So is Philly.
No, he wasn't really thinking Philly. Now we could probably trade and bring him in. I also heard Tobias Harris might not be in Philly this year.
I heard that, but Philly,
his dad,
they were trying to get him gone, and I forget which team it was that they wanted to send him to. But that team said that they wanted to bring in a third-party team to make it a three-way trade, and the Sixers said we're not doing a three-way trade.
So the way I look at, like, I saw his dad posted hate on Philly, man. And you post hate on Philly, that's backlash. And to be honest with you, I don't want Harris in Philly anymore.
What he's saying is correct. The way the Sixers are using Tobias Harris is not the way you use Tobias Harris. But he was the fourth option on that team. And we were just trying to find a way to put him on the team because we were paying him so much money. Maxi's going to be there. Harden's going to be there. Embiid's going to be there. There's no reason for us to force Harris into the offense just because we have him underneath a big contract.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I don't think hiring Nurse as the coach, I don't think he's going to fit in that piece either. I think he's still going to be the fourth option.
It will be interesting what you get out of Tobias Harris. I think he may be on the last year of his contract.
Last year.
So it's just a team that for some reason would be willing to give up something for that contract. I think especially the way the Sixers have used Tobias Harris, his trade value is significantly lower because of it. So I don't know what you'd be able to get out of him.
Ship him to the Pacers. Why not?
But for whom? Like that's the big thing is I don't know.
But we don't really need him now. We don't.
Paul George. We'll go back in time and get 2017 Paul George.
I mean that'd be nice, but we don't really need Tobias Harris, man. I know, honestly, we can get something out of him at this point. I'll take a draft pick.
He was just there last season.
I feel like that's what I was trying to say last episode. Just trade Embiid. You know what I mean? Just get him going.
All right, let's go to the next one before.
That's gonna get us into Christian. Our certified baller. What you got, man?
Certified baller. Hold on, just gotta pop back to the notes. Bing, bing, boom. Yeah, this week, my certified baller of the week is gonna be none other than the Washington Wizards. I like everything that they did this week.
I like that.
I mean, I like all the trades. Yeah, dude. You got rid of that horrible contract you had left in John Wall, and to free up that much capital space, and then. I believe Porzingis was owed 30 M's is what
I'm so confused. John Wall?
Or not John Wall. I'm sorry. Brad Beal. Yeah. Brad Beal.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. The other person that was there.
Right. Yeah. You get rid of him and you get 4 first rounders and 6 second rounders back in exchange for that, which is just
unreal, dude.
Insane.
Ridiculous.
That's unreal.
And then you go out and then you also got Chris Paul on that. And then you flip Chris Paul back out to bring in Jordan Poole, and then you send out Porzingis to get rid of that contract and create more room. I mean, this team is setting themselves up for a very bright future, hopefully. I mean, we've seen how it's played out in recent years with superstars coming to Washington and how that's all gone. But I think they're 100% trending up in the right direction. If you have to take 1 year off and you lose this year, I mean, you weren't winning anything the past couple years anyway. So what does it really matter? Get your team set up, go into the right direction. You're making all the right moves. You just got to use the pieces that you've gathered to make the right moves again. And I think that they can.
It's crazy to me to think, man, one team has done all of this
Yeah.
in a matter of a couple days, they just went
Yeah.
out there like, oh, we got this guy, let's trade him out, let's get some more, let's get like, they're definitely building for the future. And give it 5-6 years. Give it 5-6 years.
Is that what you're
They,
thinking?
they may do even less than that. They have a lot of capital and a lot of young players. They even got Jordan Poole.
Yeah, they could make it happen within 2-3 years, I think.
They could, but there's a lot.
But that's my certified baller. Do you guys have any honorable mentions for a certified
You already
baller?
know there's an honorable mention. My honorable mention is going to be David's honorable mention.
Oh.
So, you know what? If I could show you my notes right here, I have on there, it won't focus, but I did say that I was going to choose the Wizards. I was going to choose Wizards. That's perfectly what Christian said. I can't say any more than that. He perfectly set us up for the future. And they got Jordan Poole and got Coulibaly in the draft, which I thought was great. But I'm going to go with the fastest, youngest, hottest player in baseball right now with Ellie De La Cruz. Guy had an absolutely incredible week. He was 13 for 30, getting with a 4.33 batting average, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, scored 9 runs last week. More importantly, he hit for the cycle in only his 15th career game.
That shit's insane, dude.
The youngest player to do it in 51 years, in the first red cycle since 1989 when Eric Davis did it. Fun fact, Eric Davis's number was also number 44. The red streak came to an end, and they lost the series against the Braves, but they scored 25 total runs in that series. They only lost by 1 run in both the 2 games they lost to the Braves, which I still think are the best team in baseball, especially after the Rays just split the series against the Royals. But Ellie De La Cruz, have yourself a week.
Yeah, that's my certified baller too.
Nice, appreciate that.
No, I mean, I don't disagree with that.
If you'd have stuck to what David also typed out at first, all of our certified ballers would have been the Wizards.
I didn't choose the Wizards. I think that's a.
They chose you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I like that. I mean, De La Cruz, man, that dude. I mean, he's electric to watch, man.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
It's crazy.
He single-handedly sparked a Reds team that I didn't even think they're going to do that well this year. I meme on the Reds. My dad oh, they have a good player. Let's trade him.
Here's the thing, dude. At this point,
before he goes somewhere else.
At this point, I know Christian's probably going to argue this. He hasn't played a full year, but he has to be in talks of Rookie of the Year.
He's in talks.
If not, if he keeps this up, he's winning it. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's winning it.
If he keeps it, look, as you guys know, huge advocate for my boy over there at the Diamondbacks. But yeah, no, I mean, if it were to end today, De La Cruz would not win it because of the amount of games played. But however, if this continues throughout the season, I mean, there's no argument for it. The guy is electric. He's playing out of his absolute mind right now. And what is he, 20 years old, I believe? 19, 20 years old? I mean, it's crazy.
Well, does he have to play 3.1 at bats per game to be eligible to be?
I don't know. Because if that's the case, then he will not win it.
I don't think he'll be able to get to that benchmark by the end of the season.
You don't think he'll be able to get to it as long as...
I know some people, they'll come in near the end of the season, and they'll play a couple games, and then the next year will be a rookie campaign. I believe it happened with Aaron Judge.
That's what happened with Carroll.
Yeah. I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. Play him as much as you can.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I'm just not we're not talking about a Ben Simmons situation, but I just don't know whether or not he'll be eligible to be a Rookie of the Year candidate by the end of the year.
But that's bogus in my books, man. The dude's he's a spark to the team. He's been so hot. If he keeps it up, even if he doesn't get to that point, is he going to be a rookie next year? I don't think that. I don't know what the parameters are for that. Does he automatically become a rookie next year if he doesn't get to that?
I mean, if he starts the year, I think he's a rookie.
How many games did he miss in total before coming up?
Well, granted, when he got to the cycle, he was at his 15th game, and so I think he's only played 17, 18 games now.
So then he probably only he probably missed first 40 games of the year.
So again, it's gonna be. I just don't know what the rules are for that, but we're going to find that out. But
Reds, keep him in. Just let him play every game and see what happens.
Especially at this point forward, when you're at the top of your division trying to make that playoff push, you got to. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
the fan base loves him. Yeah,
Christian, Deflated Baller. What you got?
Yeah. I was kind of struggling here, trying to figure out who I wanted my deflated baller to be. But then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to another team. I'm gonna go with another team thing, and I just feel like this is such a common thing for this team. Honestly, my deflated baller of the week is gonna be the Angels. The Angels outscored the Rockies 32-12 over the weekend, boys. 32-12. Can anybody guess who won that series by chance? It wasn't the fucking Angels, and it never is. It never is. I mean, you know what I mean? I feel like every time I hear Ohtani pitched 7 innings and had 11 strikeouts and on top of 2 home runs, and Trout also had 2 home runs, and the Angels lose 4-8. Like, that's how it always goes with these guys, and I don't get it, man. I don't get it. How you put up 32 runs in total, and I mean, shout out, I get it, you had 25, 26 in one game, whatever it was, but dude, I mean, to one of the worst teams in ball, you're becoming one of the hotter teams in ball. You have arguably 2 of the top 5 players in the MLB. Come on, guys. What the fuck are we doing?
And I said earlier on in the episode where I think the Angels will collapse by the end of the season. I think the lineup they have, I think the pitching rotation they have aren't meant for a longevity of a season. We've seen the Angels do well past years and then collapse with the last 2 or 3 months they have. And that's because they don't have the players around their good players. I mean, you have Ohtani, he's doing it all. He's literally doing it all. He leads in like almost every single category in batting and pitching for that team.
He doesn't lead in saves.
Well, that's fair. Cause I mean, I guess he won't even saves.
So, I mean, I like that. Here's what I have to say. Do you ship Ohtani out?
No, I mean, if you can afford to pay him, he's your guy.
No,
I mean,
so that's the thing. Does he even want to stay there?
That's the question.
Here's what I'm thinking, man. And this is gonna be hot. What if Phillies ship off Schwarber and Stott? And
no, declined.
And a couple prospects.
Declined.
And a draft pick. Do you take Ohtani? Because you're getting a starter that you need.
No.
But I mean, yes, you would, but you're already paying Turner and Bryce so much money. The thing is, do they have enough to put on an Ohtani contract? I don't think they do.
You don't have to worry about it. You push it this year.
You'll never ever see me look at you guys and say Bryson Stott goes in the trade, bro. Never happened.
That's why I
send Schwarber out, but I'm not sending my boy out.
What if we send Marsh back?
For Shohei, I might pull the trigger on that one only because I don't have my heart tied to Marsh as I do to Stott. But even still, that's a very hard one. Schwarber though, I'm all for it. Get him going.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Schwarber, like, I get he's like top 5 in home runs in the league, but like risking at a 170 batting average, like, okay, cool, you'll get a home run.
Did he not get to 200? I thought he got to 200 because of
I don't think he's at 200. I think he like still like hit a home run every like 5 at bats or 6 at bats or something.
Unreal, dude.
Turner's 300 through the month of June.
Maybe that's just what we needed. June just needed to turn him around. I don't know. I know Bryce is slumping a bit.
So, David,
who would even mention that Rudy Gay was traded in June? Just want to point that out. Go ahead.
Wait, what?
Pride Month.
That Rudy Gay was traded in June.
Oh, I don't know. That's questionable. Very questionable.
Yeah, I think the Jazz are going to go under investigation.
So, David, who do you have as your deflated baller of the week?
So my deflated baller of the week is going to be the Phoenix Suns. I know they are in win now mode, but win now mode doesn't mean getting only good players. You got to get good players that fit well with each other. You jeopardize your future at the same time too. Look at the Lakers and the Rams right now. They both got a title. So, you know what? They got a title of it, but they've jeopardized their title and the future of their franchises for one solid year. But now they fell off hard because of it. Both teams' cases, they had players who complemented each other, though, and they won a title. I just don't think Durant, Beal, and Booker complement each other. Now, they're very ball-heavy scorers.
Yep.
They have no facilitator in there. And you know what? Beal, KD, and Booker aren't known for their defense. I haven't heard, I have heard also they've been shipping around for Ayton, which will be interesting. Like, who are you going to ship Ayton for? You need that big man in there. Not to mention, they lost 6 second rounders and 4 first rounders to add to that. And now they have to add on a $50 million contract while having to pay Booker and KD. And they better hope this somehow works. But even with the new addition, hot take, I still think they're only the 6th or 7th best team in the West. I think Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, Golden State, the Lakers, and maybe even the Clippers are better than them.
Yeah, they put their eggs in one basket, all in one basket. I don't see it paying off for them, man. Your guard play and forward play are great. And now you want to get rid of you want to get rid of Ayton, dude. Gosh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't.
Exactly. They have after that they'll have no defense, no rim protectors.
Obviously, yeah. The key is to outscore the opponent, but if you're letting up 110 points a game, dude, that's awful.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive the Suns only have 6 players on the roster as of right now.
Well, and that's the big. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They got the D League. They got the D League.
The G League.
G.
Gatorade paid big money for that.
Sorry, Gatorade. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't know, man. That's tough. I have my deflated baller, but then I have an honorable mention that kind of hits home to me.
I got an honorable mention one too.
That's great.
Oh my God.
So I'll do mine, and then you could do your honorable mention, and I'll do my honorable mention.
Okay.
Works out perfect.
Okay.
My deflated baller of the week is Wake Forest.
Yeah.
The reason I have them as my deflated baller, nothing against LSU. Wake Forest was a better team. They took them way too lightly. One of their players said before the game, "We're the best team in college right now. We're having fun and nobody can stop us." What are you doing? You're adding fuel to the fire. It's the semifinals going into the College World Series. You don't add fire to any team, man. You keep your mouth shut. You play your game and go out there. Yes, their pitching's great. Their offense is they're good, but their pitching is what's been getting them there. LSU just owned them in the last game.
Yeah, and like I said, the hungrier the dog, the more likely it wants to go eat. I told you the stats. The number 1 seed has only ever won one time in the College World Series. So like being a number 1 and being that cocky still is very interesting.
I mean, they were by far the number 1 seed. Like, there's no question
for sure
about it. They were the best team. But you don't go out there and you treat it like any other game, dude. You go out there and ball out. But when you say nobody can beat us, come on now. You can't do that in a game 3 situation.
Anybody want to throw a gander at the score?
I don't know. I had LSU winning, but only because
I got Florida winning.
I can't pick the Gators to win.
Florida's up 3-1 right now.
Florida's up 3-1 right now. David,
I'll give LSU up 5-4.
6-2.
Okay.
LSU.
No way.
Go Tigers, baby. Go Tigers. Let's go Tigers. Come on, baby. Go Tigers.
That's unreal, man. Hey, you know what?
Top of the
LSU
right
at this point, man, you kind of deserve it at this point. I'm gonna be honest.
And you still have a lot of baseball to get to play, though. I mean, that's not.
Yeah. So, David, who's your honorable mention?
My honorable mention for Deflated Baller is going to go out to the ML All-Star fan voting. I hate how much All-Star games have become who is the biggest name, not who is the best season. It is an atrocity. Trout, I love Trout. It gets the second phase of voting and not having a good year. You have Bryson Stott, who I believe deserved at least a second place spot.
Absolutely.
NL, didn't even make it anywhere close. But the biggest atrocity is going to be Nick Castellanos not getting a nod to that second phase. He is top 5 in batting average right now. But somehow Gurriel and Michael Harris II got the nod over him. They're not having that good of a season. I mean, granted, he will probably be an alternate, but still he deserves that starting nod. I don't understand why they're going to go that much on fan voting.
The thing is, this isn't because we're Philly fans. I mean, if the Braves had Acuna, obviously, but if the Braves had another player that was out there in top 5 in batting average and balling out, everybody should be voting for them. Everybody should be voting. Even if you're on the Royals or the A's and someone's performing like that, they deserve to be on that. That's the whole point of being an all-star. And it pisses me off because it's a fan-based thing that they're just forgetting about him. And yeah,
Well, and that's why, dude. That's why I almost feel like whenever you're talking Hall of Fame and shit at this point, Pro Bowl and All Star games mean nothing. I mean, I almost feel like at this point now, like if you're a common era players, you can't be like, oh, well, dude, he's got 12 Pro Bowl. Okay, well, dude, I mean,
who was the Pro Bowl quarterback that made it for the Ravens last year? What's his name?
Yeah, freaking Huntley.
Come on,
right,
man.
Right, like Tyler Huntley's a Pro Bowl quarterback, like, and that goes on his resume, and that's like stupid. I think it has to go back to a committee. I think, you know what I mean. Like, this is a big award and a big accolade that these guys try and play hard for. They try to get it. If that goes on your resume, that's another bigger thing that the Hall of Fame.
But see that's the thing is, like, us as fans, we wanted to be part of it, but there has to be, like, we wanted this. We wanted to be able to vote on them. The committee was great. They did a good job, but we still wanted, like, it brings that fan base engagement, but there still needs to be some sort of committee that goes in there.
They need to do what the NBA does now. The NBA has, like, weighted voting to where, like, the fan voting isn't 100% the votes being casted.
Because I completely agree.
What ended up happening is you had the year where Kobe Bryant missed the entire season. He was elected and freaking NBA All-Star, but it hadn't played a single game in the season. Yeah. And, like, again, the All-Star game, you want to see the people you want to play. I understand that. Yeah. So you want to see your Mike Trouts out there. You want to see your Aaron Judges out there, but you're still taking away from the guys who have had amazing seasons this year. Castellanos last year, as Phillies fans, we were wanting to get rid of him because he was playing so bad.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
He had turned around so much this season towards, like, he needs to be able to get that nod in there. Right now, Bryce Harper is the only person who has a chance to be an all-star starter, and he doesn't even deserve it.
I was about to say, and I don't think he deserves that. Yeah, I don't think he deserves to have that DH. I'm sorry. I love Bryce Harper. I mean, he's our franchise. If anyone, Castellanos, man, if anyone, he deserves it of everyone on this team.
You just keep your heads up, guys. If Phillies play a doubleheader on 9/11, Castellanos is going to go wild.
And here's what I want to say, man. Does this add fuel to the Phillies' fire? Because did you look at it? Bryce Harper's the only one on that Phillies team. And don't get me wrong, they're batting average, like, they're batting great. It's just their pitching. Is that the reason why they're not getting the nod to get these positions?
Yeah, like I said, with the fan voting, it's what's going to happen. You have a bunch of these campaigns that get out there and, like, vote for our guys, vote for our guys, vote for our guys. And you had, like, several years ago where the Royals, granted they won a World Series, but there was a time where they had, like, 5 or 6 all-star starters just because of how well they came out and voted for them.
Yeah. No, I love that, dude. That's such a good. That's such a
what do you have
one.
to say, Christian?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, like I just said to you guys, though. I mean, I think this is a very, very big accolade, or weighed, a very, very strongly weighed accolade, I should say, in a player's career. And so for you to just put, even like you said, I guess too, David, like, if you did it in a weighted way, like the NBA does it, okay. But I mean, for the MLB to just basically be like, hey guys, like, you guys get to completely choose every year. That's how it's gonna go. You're gonna have your fan favorites. Mike Trout, you pointed out, best player in baseball for years. Even I came out and said last week on the podcast, like, he's my nod, but one way or another, he shouldn't have been the nod, right? Like, but it's because everybody knows Mike Trout. He's been the number one player in ball for years, so everybody's going to continue to do this, send him in. Same thing with Harper, another guy that probably doesn't deserve it, and there he is going in. And it's just like, you're stacking up all of these guys' accolades when there's other people more deserving of it. Like, and now, you take someone like Castellanos, and it's like, you go and look at it, it's like, oh, one of my best years was 2023. Didn't even make the All-Stars. And you had a great year. And that goes back and, like, and I don't know. I feel like that goes back and it hurts your resume at the end of the day, and it's not fair.
Yeah, I'm with David with this whole, they don't get the, like, fan voting doesn't get the whole percentage. I think that committee needs to at least go out there, because, I mean, Castellanos, I'm sorry, man. That's so jacked up, dude.
That one hurt, man.
It's so jacked up. He doesn't even get any, like, no recognition. He didn't even finish close. And that's the issue.
Like you said, even when we were talking about a week ago, he was 9th place in voting amongst
last.
the
he was last place in voting amongst.
So I'm gonna give you guys my deflated baller, and it hits home, and I'll give the explanation on why. My deflated baller is my girl Ty. And let me tell you the reason. No, let me tell you the reason why. So she's been on this kick of following this person that
Don't look over your shoulder.
literally makes mixed drinks. They're great mixed drinks. She's done a really good job finding these delicious mixed drinks. But just the other day, like I'm trying them out while she's doing them, so she's handing them to me. But the other day I saw that this guy put on there mixing Coke with Eagle Rare bourbon. Okay, so I know you guys probably don't understand that, but Eagle Rare bourbon is not something you mix. It's not a bourbon that is supposed to be like that. So I asked the question on why. I was like, this is stupid. Why would someone do that? Oh, yeah, well, the person that we're getting all these mixed drinks from is a Cowboys fan.
There we go.
She is making me try these mixed drinks from a freaking Cowboys fan, and I actually liked most of them until this point. And for that, I am pissed. And I told her I was going to put this out there. I am so mad about that.
Wow.
I was so pissed. So pissed.
I understand it.
There you go. Welcome to the Highly Taken Podcast. Come for the alcohol, leave with some sports.
Tell me, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Come on.
About us our Highly Taken Podcast AA meetings.
Am I wrong? Is it not something like I should be mad about?
I am never gonna say somebody has a bad deflated baller of the week. And if you put your own fiance as your deflated baller, then you know what? More to you, man. More to you. I don't think I could do it the Brooklyn. So.
I'm telling Christian, what do you think? Come on.
I mean, dude, look. Nick. Fuck the Cowboys, bro. That's
what I'm saying.
There we go.
What I'm saying.
I'll agree with that take.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and it really pissed me off. Well, I couldn't say anything for like 10 minutes because I was so mad.
You're probably doing your whole.
I know he probably was, bro.
I was. You're right. I was 100%. And
like, bro, you would have really just thought like Nick had the winning Powerball ticket and someone ripped it up in front of him.
Dude, the drinks were good until I saw that. So it was depressing.
It was a bad taste.
I mean, the fact you keep doubling down though on the fact that the drinks were good, you know what I mean? I don't.
Dude.
How is this or how deflated is Tyler?
They're not good anymore.
The drinks were actually really good until December.
They were they were good back in the 90s. I'll just say that. But hey guys, that's gonna get us into our hot takes of the week. Christian, what you got over there?
Yeah, my hot take of the week is by this time next week, GM Howie Roseman will have pulled off one of the biggest trades in the NFL this season, and the Eagles will have a brand new cornerstone piece on the defensive side of the ball.
Who? Buddha?
I don't know, man. It's going to be either a safety or a linebacker. I know that much, and it's going to be a multiple-time Pro Bowl player. That's what I'm telling you. I feel Howie's been quiet this season, dude. It's going to come.
Howie actually called me up this last week. He was like, "Yo, Christian, who should I pull right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, go ahead." I actually
told him, dude, that the Ultimate Legend packs were big hot.
They
were
right pulling and make sure to pull.
Yeah,
nice. That's crazy.
It's so my hot take of the week. It's been so hard to find hot takes of the week with sports not with a lot of the sports aren't playing right now. I mean, we only have baseball going on right now anymore, so I feel like I'm trying to get more sports in there. But this may not be a hot take. My take of the week is the Atlanta Braves will be up by double digits in the NL East by the end of the week. As of right now, there are 6 games back on the second place Marlins and 10 on the third place Phillies. The Braves play a 3-game series against the Twins in Atlanta, and end the week with a 3-game series against Miami in Atlanta. Miami plays 3 games against Boston in Boston before the Atlanta series. Now, my reason may be a little bit hot because I think the Phillies have a pretty easy schedule this week. Now, they play a series in Chicago against a Cubs team who have been playing pretty well this week, and they end with a home series against the Nationals, who have been absolute hot dog water. So I think the Phillies may come in second place in the division by the end of the week, but I think the Braves will be up by 10. No, wow. Definitely not first.
Yeah, no. I mean, I like that. I think that's probably going to happen. But yeah, like you said, it's really hard to find like any sports out there. MLB, thank you for playing during the summer to give us something to talk about. I'm gonna stay in MLB. Guardians will be in first place by the end of the week, and the reason I say that, they're 2 games back from the Twins, right? They're playing the Royals and Cubs. Yes, the Cubs have been playing great, but they're also playing the Royals.
Right.
Not to mention, do you know who the Twins are playing this week?
I know they play the Braves. I just said that.
I know. Do you know who they're playing? The other team is?
They play the Reds.
A's.
They're playing the Orioles.
Or oh wow, that's a tough stretch.
Exactly. So, even if the Guardians go out there and only win one of those series, I think even winning that one series is going to be enough for them to take over that division. So it's kind of hard to bet against them, in my opinion.
Right.
Nice.
I mean, the Orioles this week, I think they play the Reds in a 3-game series. That's gonna be a very interesting series,
Yeah.
to say the least. But yeah, I like your take there. I do think that probably they will end up at first place. I have them winning the division by the end of the year anyway, so the sooner the
Yeah.
better. With Christian's take, I mean, I would love to see it.
I would too. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, safety and linebacker, the 2 positions we're making. I think if we do make a trade, maybe we'll come closer to when the preseason's about to start. Maybe not right in the middle here.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that. I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard a lot of talks. We thought Levante David. I've heard Miles Jack may be a possible linebacker candidate. Wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. So I love it. Absolutely. Guys, before we go, I wanna bring this up. David and I are gonna be in Tampa for the 4th of July game against the Phillies. We're gonna have a couple
against the Rays, but
against the Rays. Probably gonna be a loss for us, but we're gonna be out there. We're gonna tailgate. We're gonna do some trivia out there. We're gonna have some koozies if you would like some koozies, and we'll have a couple shirts to go ahead and if you win, things like that. It'll be fun. Good time out there. Same with Miami. We're gonna do the same thing over there.
Mhm.
But I also want to bring this where I'm gonna bring it up probably a few different times now. We're gonna do a fantasy football league, and we're gonna do 4 different leagues of 12 teams, and the winner of each league is gonna get $50. So I mean that's just free $50. You just have to like and subscribe, and we're gonna pick the people that subscribe on there, and we'll see. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna bring some light on some things, man. I can't wait to talk about
listen,
it.
I have just the biggest football itch right now. We're going on almost 5 months. That's crazy to think that we were crying 5 months ago about a loss.
I'm still crying. What do you mean 5 months ago? I'm still in tears.
But I mean, we have less than 3 months till football season, about 2.5 months now. It's flying by. Summer just started.
Jalen Hurts about to put his dick in the NFL.
Jalen Hurts, dude. I'm just saying, better watch out for Jalen Hurts. But yeah, I mean, we love anybody to join that league. See if you can be better GMs than us. Probably better than Christian. Christian's pretty bad.
Hey. I would like to announce though, I went from worst to first this year, boys, and then I lost first round of playoffs. But you know what I mean? We're not gonna count that.
Hey, Christian, what happened when you lost the first year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
there it is.
Whose tattoo's better? You think?
Oh, do you want me to pull out mine too? Do I have to?
Take
mine better?
Do you want me to pull out mine too, guys?
Wait. Oh boy. Oh God.
Wait, we're talking about tattoos, right?
No.
Yeah, at least I don't have another dude's initials on my butt.
But I think it's gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna sit there. We'll be the commissioners of the league. We're not gonna be in the league by any means. It's all for the fans. It's all for the subscribers.
Dang it!
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna give us something else to tune in on and watch. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and just again, more interaction. That's all we want. More comments. Again, one thing we haven't plugged that much that we should. We've had a merch line for about almost a month now. Haven't really mentioned that. Links in the description, please. we need to fund this.
And yeah, on top of that, guys, hey, if you wanna comment down on what Christian and I should do on our next Gone in 60 Seconds.
That'd be big.
What we need to do. I mean, I'm all for it.
And punishments too, boys. Punishments.
Yeah, we'll take fan suggested punishments as long as it's not pop off. I'll take it.
I mean, we'll I mean, anything. And we're just out there. We like to meet new
Podcast.
people, see what's going
Like,
on,
subscribe,
give the
tell your
fans what they
friends,
want.
tell
But
your mother.
Kiss more
as
guys.
always,
Probably
guys,
told her for you. Yo,
Always-
listen up,
always
let
a
me
pleasure.
introduce to you
Hey,
the
we'll
Highlight
see
Taken
you later
podcast
on
series.
this
In the week.
It's true, hosted by Dave and Nick. And
Doses.
That's a crew. They drop knowledge and hot takes at the sports IQ. We dive into the game from hoops to gridiron, analyzing every play like we was the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep it fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight Taking Pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, live in the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype, we not just blowing steam. We're known for our hot takes, blazing like fire. Bringing heat to the table, never preaching to the choir. Debating on players, teams, and even strategies. We keep it real, the sugar-coated fallacies. David's on the mic, spinning knowledge of flair. He breaks down the stats with a voice smooth like air. Christian's a funny guy, bringing laughter and joy. He got the jokes unlocked and no one can destroy. Nick's the analyst, break down the X's and O's. He sees the game differently like nobody knows. Together unite, forming a podcast dream team. Making waves in the industry, fulfilling their schemes. Highlight Taking Pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, live in the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype, we not just blowing steam.